Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React. I am Office Bloke Dave.
Office Bloke Mike.
Office Bloke Daz.
Collectively, we are the Office Blokes. Yeah. We have a Christmas special coming out on Christmas Day. 8 o'clock, Greater Manchester time.
Manchester time, yeah.
Yeah, keep your eye out for that, and there might be some other cheeky bonuses on Christmas Day, so when you get a chance, keep your eye on the channel.
Yeah.
Have your notifications on and all that good stuff. Make sure you subscribe. Lots of people are watching that aren't subscribed at the moment, you know.
Yeah, what's that all about?
Yeah, let's sort it out.
Free.
It doesn't cost you anything. We're trying to get that million plaque. Sort it out. Right then, 12 worst towns in the UK.
Oof.
Where'd you start?
Yeah, where do you start?
Is Widnes a town or a city?
Widnes is a town.
I've got a problem with Widnes. So
I'm trying to think of any up around here that might be on there.
That's a UK, so it's sort of like it takes in
other
everywhere.
parts, Just trying to think of anywhere around here that's a town that might be...
Partington.
Yeah.
I think that's too niche, though. I don't think people have heard of Partington in other areas of the country.
You'd have something like Rill, North Wales, can be a bit...
Ooh,
good call.
Don't know. Blackpool, I suppose. It's a town, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Let's have a look. Let's go.
We'll get into it. So the 12 worst towns in the UK. Let's do it.
The 12 worst towns in the UK. No, I don't intend to disparage any town anywhere, and certainly not in the UK. However, I really want to lay things bare, as they were. It's not all the towns in the United Kingdom that are so cool. That's why those in the know wouldn't want to live just anywhere in the UK. By the time I'm through with this list of the 12 worst towns in the UK, you'll see signs that will make you keep a town at arm's length. Good enough, these towns are in every part of the United Kingdom, not just one of the 4 countries. A word of caution here. The listing of my 12 worst towns in the UK in this video represents nothing but my personal opinion.
That's what we want.
12. Llangefni, Wales. Let's start with the Welsh town of Llangefni. This town is good only for hardcore Welsh living carefree life. Both blokes and chicks with daring, faddish looks are ready to slug it out with you upon little provocations. Llangefni is a bad town to raise a family in the UK, as kids will be quick to pick up bad while copying gangs grooming. The cultural life in this town is zero. The town has nothing but hostile pubs to offer. Therefore, Llangefni is one of the 12 worst towns in the UK.
Oldham, yes! Gets in there again.
This is what I wanted. I know we did the other one that we just did. Best places to live.
Populations,
wages, that was too much based off metrics. I want opinion. Yeah. And we had comments in the comment section from people from Oldham saying, I can't believe we weren't higher up in the list of the worst places to live.
They'll be moaning about this as well, thinking they should be higher in this one as well.
Didn't even make the top 10 Oldham. Sort it out.
Surprised, that's shocked.
Oldham, England. Are you surprised that you found Oldham among the worst towns in the UK?
No.
I don't think you are if you really know England well. It's another not-so-good town in the north. This metropolitan borough of Greater Manchester has no single tower to boost its image. If there's any contention about its being the worst town in the UK, it'll have no contender for the slot in England. The town must have been forgotten by the country's authorities, or purposefully kept for experimentation of model town development centuries to come, but for now, it's one of the 12 worst. 10. Blackpool, England. It appears the worst towns in England also double as the UK's worst. Otherwise, I couldn't take Blackpool off my list as worst town in the UK. Even with its own resort Paris and attractions such as the Blackpool Zoo, Sandcastle Water Park and the Blackpool Model Village and Gardens, the town continues to witness drops in the number of tourists and residents. You're very free to add these facts to whatever you've been told about the town, characterised by deprivation, ghetto and scummy pubs. Then form your opinion and please let me know in the comments section.
Scummy pubs.
9. Halifax, England.
Halifax is one of those funny ones that is so... The architecture can be so grand and stuff,
the old Yorkshire stone and...
but it's just not a nice place to be, is it? The bits I've been,
I'm not sure if
been
I've been Halifax, to be fair. So
I've been a few times, but I just can't sort of like. It's better than Oldham, put it that way.
It's got quite a lot of deprivation. It's got sort of, a lot of poverty and stuff in Halifax.
Still in England, we find Halifax, the golden triangle of Yorkshire grimness. Save for the Halifax Building Society, there's no acclaimed good thing about the town. This one is one of the worst towns in the UK, and it has another claim to fame. It's the birthplace of the English musician and actor Ed Sheeran.
Really?
It has a kind of strange social life, full of absurdities. 8.
thought Ed Sheeran's from.
Never even thought about it.
It's from the southeast.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was from the southeast as well.
Yeah.
Not even thought about it.
No, unless he was born there and he moved down south when he was a baby. Because he just said birthplace, didn't he?
I have heard people say that he's actually from up north. He was born up north because we went to a Queen's Jubilee street party. You know, when the government allowed people to have big raves in the street.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of people said Ed Sheeran was there, and I was looking at the guy going,
"Nah, it was Office Bloke Dave."
But there was loads of people going mad, going, "That's Ed Sheeran," and there was people getting pictures with him, and I was like, "Why the fuck would he be up here?" And a lot of people were saying he's from up north originally, but I think it was a lookalike. I think it was someone trying to trying to dine out on him.
Paisley, Scotland. Now we're moving out of England to land in Scotland, inside Paisley, a town in the Renfrewshire. You have to be a lotto punter to love this town. Maybe you'd consider it one of the luckiest towns to live and win, but apart from what we learned from the National Lottery, Scots has no good story about this town. To business-minded people and who understand the havoc that gambling can wreak on them and their families, Paisley will be one of the worst towns in the UK. Those who've been there never wish to return. 7. Middlesbrough, England. We now return to England in search of the 12 worst towns in the UK, and I promise we'd remain there until I show you the 12th. If you like, call it the worst town. Okay, let's talk about Middlesbrough, and I'll try to be positive. After all, residents, known as smoggies, daring these drawbacks, are determined to make Middlesbrough their home pride of place. Something they can be proud of about their town is that it's the base of Middlesbrough FC. But you know what? The club is not in the EPL, and the bad press continues to haunt the town, having issues with integrating people from ethnic minorities. 6. Gravesend, England. Gravesend, one of the worst towns in England, didn't derive its name from the word grave. It was initially recorded as Gravesham in the 1086 Domesday Book as belonging to Odo, the Bishop of Bayeux. But all that hasn't helped to boost the image of this town, and that has held on to its bad reviews for 4 years. We can't help it since the fact remains undeniable. There's no way to launder the town's image for now, and it's one of the 12 worst, considering its education, transportation, economy and accommodation. 5. Stevenage, England.
Same list as he did on the other one.
The next of the 12 worst towns in the UK is Stevenage, a borough in Hertfordshire. It's located 29 miles north of London and east of junctions 7 and 8 of the A1. You'll find it beneath Letchworth Garden City and Welwyn Garden City to the north and south, respectively.
Welwyn? It's Welling.
It's Welling, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you see all the people in the comment section of the last one saying things like, "Those places look lovely, come to Southside Chicago"?
He was showing the nicer parts. That it's
he didn't use the best photographs for some of them because it was like, look at this really beautiful pub from 400 years ago, like Georgian architecture. This place is a dump.
Yeah, you go in there though, and he's guys doing lines on a table and stinks of piss. Yeah,
that's just most pubs, though, isn't it?
Railway's not like that. Is it?
No, it's nice, to be fair.
This town was designated the UK's first new town under the New Towns Act in 1946. But there's nothing covetously new about the town except crime, boredom, low education, and hostility with which the locals are fed up in their homes. Okay, when did you last hear anything newsworthy about Stevenage FC? 4. Hartlepool, England.
Was this on the
If you're doing doctoral research on an abandoned and deindustrialised UK town, Hartlepool is a classic example. The town that doubles as a seaport in the northeast of England is scarred by deindustrialisation and then left to rot. It's not an unfamiliar story over here. The steelworks of Hartlepool were closed in the 70s and 80s, and it's led to widespread unemployment from which the town is yet to recover. All economic, medical, criminal and political records point to the same thing. Hartlepool is one of the 12 worst towns in the UK. 3. Torquay, England.
So he's going around these places taking photographs of the nice places, because I think if you went on the council estate and started taking photographs, you'd get her off.
Snitches get stitches.
You still wouldn't have your camera, would you?
That'd be gone. Take that, would you?
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, look at that though. Imagine saying one of the worst places to live in the UK and that being
it's not the worst place. It's one of the worst towns.
Yeah, the worst towns. But that is your picture. That's a postcard.
Yeah,
looks stunning.
I didn't know much about Torquay other than it being a town and seaside resort in Devon, a county in southwestern England. But when I started seeing negatives around it, I soon learned it's not among the worst towns in just Devon or England. It's among the 12 worst in the UK. This time it's the most dangerous medium-sized town in Devon. It's also second most dangerous of all the 430 towns and villages in Britain. I'll spare you the crime rate because it's very scary. Against my advice, if you decide to visit, fast and frequent Stagecoach's bus services are available to whisk you into Torquay. 2.
I think places like that, what they don't take into account is there's so much tourism in the summer, and then in the winter they just go grim because there's nothing to do. A lot of the jobs disappear because they're tourism based.
It's very wet.
And a lot of people just turn to drugs out of boredom, and drug addiction in places like that is through the roof, isn't it?
Especially seaside towns.
Yeah, big time.
I think it's a big thing, isn't it?
They're kind of like both extremes, aren't they? The summer is just beautiful, everyone's having a great time, the weather's beautiful, then cold, grey and wet, no jobs, and people turn to drugs, and then the crime comes after that.
Sometimes you can get some crime in the summer when you get a load of people, especially youngsters, coming in getting drunk and everything as well. And
I think it's not only that. It's when in the summer,
in some places.
In
the summertime, you get all the biffs that go in there from like council estates, like council estate.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
Costa del Council estate, and it sort of thing.
Yeah,
it's so all the biffs go in, messing it all up, and it's like
crime rate goes like that. Then doesn't
it's like all kids with eating a sausage roll and drinking a cup of tea when they're like 6 months old. With sugar in it.
My kids love sausage rolls.
About 15 Gregs in a row.
Luton, England. Luton is Bedfordshire's chief representative on the list of 12 worst towns in the UK. It's a town you won't want your kids to grow in if you don't want to see their kids in their mid-teens, albeit without spouses. Chavs nicking pregnancy tests and popping into store toilets are commonplace, according to our source. A large percentage of youths visiting hospitals are there to have their pregnancies and STIs or STDs sorted out. If you've ever walked past high-rise flats alone at night, be prepared to get pissed on by uncultured lads engaging themselves in pissing competitions from rooftops. 1. Rochdale, England.
Manchester.
Wow.
It's pretty much the same list as the other one, just with more barbs and sarcasm and stuff.
I think it's a good comeback, that one.
But Rochdale is grim. Yeah, very grim.
The economy, which is the bedrock of quality of life in any society, is nothing to write home about in Rochdale. For this, the town ranks among the worst in the country for jobs, pay and skills. Out of 64 large towns in Britain recently studied over a decade, Rochdale is among the worst 7. With its over 125,000 population, I have reasons to rank it among the 12 worst towns in the UK, owing to poor qualifications and unemployability. While the jobs are dwindling, employment opportunity is getting scarcer. In addition, it has the lowest home ownership rate. If you're cool just surviving with bland life, go and live in Rochdale. I'm sure you'd agree that these are presently the 12 worst towns in the UK, barring any unannounced development. But if you know of any towns that should have been included or excluded, please don't hesitate to let me know. If you love this video, kindly share and remember to subscribe to my YouTube.
Go over and like and subscribe on this channel, definitely. Got some good stuff.
He's quite a funny guy.
Yeah.
But you know one of the things he talk about unemployment rates in places like Rochdale is it's a massive Muslim community and the spouses don't work.
Because traditionally a lot of the wives don't work, so they. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
That's the reason for the high unemployment rates.
So a higher instance of stay-at-home mums and housewives.
Yep.
Never considered that.
No, not at all. No.
And you'll see it in the same cities: Luton, Rochdale, Oldham.
Yeah.
Places like Stevenage.
Right. Okay.
For that same reason.
I think there's a few towns left off there as well, that list, but I'm sure everyone will come in with a few ideas, won't they, for a few more to...
It's bigger towns.
Levenshulme wasn't on there.
It's bigger towns, though, isn't it? Because I'd argue that Nelson, where I worked for a couple of years, should be on there, and it's worse than Rochdale, but it's smaller, and when you compile a list like this...
But it's his opinion, like you say. We could do one with our opinion, and we'd probably be very similar.
Yeah.
Watch out for our compilation of that.
But,
I'm definitely going to put one together.
I think we should, you know. I definitely think we should do something like that, and it just be pure opinion.
People saying, "Oh, that looks nice." I'm going to take photographs of some of the shittiest areas you can find.
Yeah.
Right. My mate phoned me before. I said, if you wanted to come to the pub, where I used to live, where when I grew up, I might know, mate. If I went down there and took video footage or a picture, people were like, "Why'd you even go down there?"
Yeah.
You know,
the pub that's near my dad's house. He lives on the race course. I can't remember what the Brigadier.
Don't know. Don't go down
I think
there.
it's called.
I think I've heard that.
I think it's the Brigadier. It looks like the pub out of Shameless. It's that single level on its own building in a big car park. That's every window pane's different.
Well, they filmed that in Winchester, didn't they?
Did they? They did. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Well, there's a few.
We could get some good content out of doing a compilation like that.
Let us know if you think we should do one.
Absolutely. Easy.
Hope you guys enjoyed that too. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers. Guys.